I'm Judy Griffin with Aroma Health Texas, and today we're going to look at Sesquiterpene essential oils. We're going to focus on that because it's a pretty big family of essential oils. We're going to use the most powerful ones today because we're going to make a power blend. These essential oils stabilize or actually erase scrambled DNA and memory in cells. These are essential oils that are doing that. They disable coded info in cancer cells. They stop growth of cancer cells by creating an oxygen-enriched environment and brain oxygenating molecules besides, and they bypass the blood-brain barrier. And the FDA has said that if there was ever a drug that could bypass the blood-brain barrier, it could heal things that are considered incurable. So today we're going to look at the heavy molecules. These sesquiterpenes have some that are really heavy molecules, and we use them as fixatives because they're long-lasting. You'll remember these: frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood. Vetiver, my buddy, has the most sesquiterpenes in it, like 90%. And patchouli is right behind it. Spikenard's another one we talked about. So this is why you see me using these over and over in a base, because they're not only fragrant and long-lasting, they're very healing. They're setting the body up for some powerful, powerful changes that can happen very quickly, sometimes considered instantly. Now the sesquiterpene alcohols, we're looking at those. Also, those are special kinds of sesquiterpenes. They have an extra OH, an alcohol molecule, which adds more oxygen to the blend, to the essential oils. They're mainly mints and pine family, myrtles. They have they're herbals. They have a balsamic sweet scent to them. Listen to this. They stimulate the heart in a good way. They regenerate the liver and the glands. They have nerve and muscle tonic capabilities. They tone the nerve and muscles. They decongest the veins and the lymph. I mean, that's incredible. And some examples of these would be cedarwood, which I use quite often as a base. And one of our students asked, okay, what is it with cedarwood? Well, now you know it's a star. And we use carrot seed in this sesquiterpene alcohols. Carrot seed is very high in the volatile oils that are healing. It's not a base blend. Cedarwood is a base, carrot seed, no. These are more of your middle notes. Helichrysum, we've used that. Rose otto, which is distilled rose. The other kind is more fragrant, the absolute. It's better, it's great for perfumes, but it's made with solvents, so the rose otto is pure. Valerian root, which is, it's not as bad as the vetiver as far as a stinker, but it really will ground you. Neroli, which is a beautiful scent. Ginger root, bay laurel, we really haven't talked about a lot, and cypress we've mentioned before. Those are all very healing, okay? Then we're going to look at the part of the family called the sesquiterpene hydrocarbons. I don't want to go into a bunch of C15H, but you know, that, I don't know, if it means something to you, I will, but for most people, it's just like the code of the essential oil. The hydrocarbons, they protect the cells by dissipating free radicals. They are free radical quenchers. that are instantaneously doing their work, and they dissipate it, they disintegrate it. You know, we take vitamin C and all kinds of antioxidants for free radicals, and here's a whole group of sesquiterpene hydrocarbons that do that for us very, very quickly. They're anti-inflammatory, they're anti-allergenic, so these are good. Most important one, German chamomile. It has the highest amount of camozuline, which is one of the most healing properties. We say it heals the skin and many things that go wrong with the skin, but it's very good for blocking free radicals. And we've talked about using this in cancer blends, like for different kinds of cancers, like breast cancer. And I just want to mention that there's a couple other essential oils in this group that also have high amounts of camozuline. Not as much, but they're still very important. Blue Tansy and spike lavender. And this is why I like people to know what they're buying instead of lavender, which can have very poor quality lavender essential oil in it, or what kind do you have, because they have different properties, and it's the spike lavender, not the Provence, not the angustifolia, it's the spike lavender that really has high amounts of the sesquiterpene hydrocarbons, and that means it's most healing. If you use another lavender, you may not get much of anything from it. Now, then we're looking at black pepper and lemon. You cannot use Litsea in this case. You have to use lemon, which comes from lemon peel. Those are the highest in the sesquiterpene hydrocarbons that are going to be free radical quenchers. This is very important in your healing. So this is why we're calling it a power blend. So we can start. I've got I use jojoba oil. I've got it labeled Power Special Blend, and I've got my date on it, so I'm going to start adding my essential oils, and again we're going to keep it as much as 3 weeks to let it blend. If you're in a really big hurry, you can try it overnight. It's still going to have some very healing qualities to it. You may not get the blend of all the fragrances, but that may not make a big difference to you at this point. So here we go with our base note, which I'm going to use frankincense and sandalwood. The other ones I mentioned, myrrh and vetiver and spikenard and patchouli, you might want to use those, or one of those, or both of those, 2 of a kind, or 3. We're going to use 6 drops, so since I have 2, I'm going to use 3 drops of each. I like to use my Sori sandalwood. It has a great scent. It's also more healing if you ask me. Most people don't ask me, but anyway. See how thick it is? That's not old sandalwood. That's what sandalwood is supposed to be like. And if you've got some that's real runny, you may have something very adulterated. These blends only work if we have really quality essential oils. So now we're going for the Roman chamomile, rather the German chamomile. And this is our heart note, so we're going to use 15 drops of that. You can use a few extra, and I'm going to, because I want this to be a very powerful blend, so I'm going to use 15 drops of the German chamomile, and then I'm going to use a couple drops, so I'm cheating just a little bit because I'm using more than 15, which is good. And I'm going to put some blue tansy in there. Come on, come on. I had so much trouble getting this out. I ended up with it all over me and not in my blend. There we go. Blue tansy smells so good. And I'm just using it as a booster in this blend because it also has the chamazulene in it. But it's really going to make the blend smell better. And if you want to use more than a few drops, you can. You can use all blue tansy and maybe a couple drops of your German chamomile. You can use German chamomile with lavender, with the spike lavender, but I wouldn't bother with the blue tansy because you won't smell anything but the blue tansy. With the spike lavender and the German chamomile, you'll have a nice scent there. So that was our heart note, and it's smelling really good. So now we're going to go to our top note, or head note. And the first one is going to be black pepper. We use 9 drops of our top note, head note. So I'm going to use 4 of the black pepper because it's pretty potent. And I know for myself, I don't need a lot of black pepper. Depends on the person. And then we're going to use some lemon peel. I've got blue tansy all over me. It's not a bad thing to have all over you, believe me. And so we're going to use 5 drops of lemon peel. And that's going to make our blend. I just got to smell it. You want to smell it? Come on. There's my dog over there. She's got a good sniffer.
Oh my.
It's good, isn't it? Oh, you're going to like this. So that's what we're doing this week. I know you may have some questions, and I'll do my best to answer all of them for you. It came up this past week that someone wanted an essential oil that was really expensive, and they just, just texting and emailing, that kind of thing. What I didn't think of at the time is we offer 1/12 of an ounce, which is enough to do a couple blends for a greatly, of course, reduced price. And for you, when you're trying them out and buying new ones, you may want to get small amounts. We do not have a label for them, but they'll be in a baggie and labeled. I just write on the baggie, and it'll do you well for what you're brewing that week or whatever. You can decide if you really like it in blends and you don't have a whole bottle of it. And that's it for this week. Like, share, subscribe. I want to hear from you, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.